Day one, about to start my first day's trekking, Les Houches de l'Écotamine. Already shitting myself because my back is way too overpacked and way too heavy, and I have to go very high today, but here goes. Stunning scenery all around, and stunning weather on the first day. Quite not too cold. Stunning scenery all around and stunning weather on the first day. The climb up to Col de Tricot. I just got to Refuge de Miage. Still another 2 hours till the Cotamine, my final destination of day one. I am fucked. Excuse my French. Everything is hurting. Yeah. Here I am, day two, about to start day two. Day one was fucking tough, and today should be exactly the same. I've actually woken up feeling okay after being in a lot of pain last night, so hopefully I'll make it. I'm sure with this ridiculous backpack on, it'll be tough. From Col de la Croix here, the climb to get up here I am in my tent at the end of day two. If I thought I was exhausted yesterday, I'm even more exhausted today, absolutely shattered. The weather was good today, a little bit of rain but generally cloudy, not too hot. Really tough climb again, but all good. And ready for bed, and there should be lots of storms and rain on the way, so snug in my tent. Here I am, starting day three. The weather is not looking promising at all. Had a shit night's sleep in a very windy conditions in my tent. Walking to a place called Refugio dell'Isabetta now. Hopefully the weather holds up. One more night of camping, then I'm going to try and get a hotel in Cormea. Climbing to 2,500 metres here, currently walking in a cloud. It's windy as fuck and freezing cold. It's day four, just heading off. Shouldn't be too much of a long walk today down to Cormea. Hopefully the weather will hold up until I get there. It's been pretty stormy in the night, but as you can see now, it's pretty nice out there. Just been climbing for the last hour, only to be rewarded with this sensational view over the valley down to Cormea. It's the start of day five, just walking through Cormea now. After a nice luxurious rest in a hotel, I'm climbing up there today into the clouds. Heading over to Col Sapin.
I've decided to brave it even though the weather looks like shit. Hopefully it'll go alright. Here comes the mist. Climbing, climbing and more climbing. That's all I'm doing today. Heading for Colsapin and then down to Refugio Bonati. Up here on my left is Mount Blanc, but as you can see it's covered in cloud. Check out this shit. Truly breathtaking up here in more ways than one. It's day 6, just heading across the valley from Bonati, heading all the way to La Folie today. Beautiful scenery and sunshine this morning. Day 7 of the Tour de Mont Blanc. Up here making my way from La Folie to Champex in Switzerland. It's been a night of rain and shitty weather, but seems to have cleared up a bit now, so hopefully it'll be good for the rest of the day. High above the river here, looking down to the valley back towards La Folie, and heading down this steep trail to Champex. Here I am sitting in the forest area on the way into Champex, up in the trees. Beautiful here, just surrounded by trees and tweeting birds. It's day 8, heading up to Fenêtre d'Alpet, the joint highest pass of the tour and supposedly the toughest pass. I'm covered up today because it's a hot one, blue skies and hopefully great views. Just climbing up to Fenêtre d'Alpet in boulder country here, below the glaciers and below the Col. So it's been a tough climb and it's only getting harder. Lovely day for it though. Struggling my way through boulder country, but getting there. Up here you can see in between the two peaks is Fenêtre d'Alpet. Just currently descending from Fenêtre d'Alpet. Certainly tough on the knees. Really steep path, but unbelievable views around. And well worth it. Beginning of day 9, and as you can see, the weather is shit. All night raining and all day raining today. Should be a tough. Powering up the hill towards Col de Varme. I am walking in the clouds. Can't see shit. It's day 10, potentially the last day, but probably I'll have one more little bit of trekking to do tomorrow. Weather is looking good so far, although obviously that can change in a second. Gonna climb up the ladders today and then maybe to Lac Blanc for some great views, hopefully. And that'll be it. Here we see Mont Blanc, the monarch of the Alps, peering through the clouds. Hopefully those clouds will lift so that when we get to the top we'll have good views. Great views here looking across at the Mont Blanc range. Beautiful. Climbed up here to Lac Blanc to get the views, but all I can see is cloud. There's a nice Just climbing up on my final ascent of the tour, up to Col de Brevant. Amazing views over the Chamonix Valley. Hopefully the weather holds out for a little bit longer. Just descending from the Brevant. As you can see, still mostly cloud everywhere. The weather has not been that kind to me on this trip and has taken away a lot of the amazing views that are supposed to be up here. The last night of the tour, I'm camped out here near Refuge Bellechat and got myself a nice little spot in the quiet here. Hopefully it won't be too much of a stormy night. Check out the family of mountain ibex here, right by my tent. A couple of babies with them, very cute. It's the last morning of the Tour du Mont Blanc. Just got out of my tent. It could be a little less cloudy, but still lovely views to wake up to. Had a beautiful, peaceful night's sleep on my last night. It was great. Descending now down there in the valley to La Houche, where I started. It's going to be a couple of hours, probably quite a tough descent as well. Some of the mountain peaks are peeking through the clouds, but basically it's way too cloudy to see anything.